Hey y'all, I'm back. Let me get Brother Lance in here.
Okay, you see me?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How you doing, sister? I made it
I'm
just in the nick of
fine.
time. Just in the nick of time. Let me
Yeah.
see if I could share this. I've never done this before like this, so this is a way for me. Um,
Okay.
I was gonna do it a different way, but I said no, no, no. Let's do it this way. So are we
Okay.
live? We're live?
We're live. We're
Uh
live.
oh.
We're
Uh
live. You
oh.
go ahead. Try to figure out what you're gonna do. Let me.
Yeah,
Well.
yeah. I just want to drop some other people in here, just to
Okay.
see it, and this particular link, I'm gonna just share it out with everybody on my end of social media, and that's going to take not much time at all. So we relax. How much time do you have from your end? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I got all the time in the world. We
You know
this
you're talking to the wrong person when you say something like that. I have you up.
this this family time now. This family. Yeah,
Well,
we finished. We gonna be like like a drive from Cleveland back to. We just gonna chop it up.
why did I have to take my dose of chlorophyll just a little while ago? My tongue is
Uh,
all green. I
oh,
didn't
okay.
shave. I'm scruffier than usual, but
That's
I put the
okay.
work in, so you caught me like that. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
all right.
I want to see how to link this up on both. Oh wow! So
You
we
go ahead
have,
and try. I want to say welcome everybody. For
yeah, yeah,
those who
yeah.
are coming back in, Andy, Gloria, hey, I think Jacqueline Coles.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everybody. Come on in while Brother Lance gets set up. I want to take this opportunity to tell you
Mm-hmm.
to be sure to subscribe to the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program YouTube channel.
That's what it's all about.
Yes, definitely. Please subscribe and turn your notifications on. Hit the thumbs up, the like button. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we have our Facebook page, the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program Facebook page. If you haven't already, let me tell you about Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program is a business
Yes.
incubator that we are trying to get our people to practice group economics by committing to donate at minimum of $1 a month. You can do that from our website, uh, sankofarepat.com, and then there's a donate button on the homepage. You click it, it'll take you to the Patreon. What we
Mm-hmm.
want to do is to get our people on the continent and set up businesses for them, so that they can repatriate in a sustainable way without struggling. So
Yes.
please support the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program, particularly if you're still working right now. Welcome everybody. Hello, Bra says greetings from Ghana. Hi, Valerie, Wayne. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome. Come on in while we wait for our dear brother to get his um, stuff set up on this side. He's trying to stream it on the Lance Scurve show as well.
But we're gonna
So
do it. We're gonna do it.
absolutely. And in the midst of this conversation, we just sitting around family, just having some discussions between family. Okay, that includes him, me, and you. If you feel like you want to add something to the conversation as we go along, let me know, and we'll let you come on and contribute to the discussion. Hello, Alicia. Hello, everybody. So we're just going to chop it up. We're in some serious
Yes, we
time for
are.
our people. And we got to come up with some solutions. And that's what we want to talk about. We can talk
Mm-hmm.
about all day long about what the problem is, but it doesn't matter if we're not talking about solutions.
That's right. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna drop it one
So
more
we got to
place.
come up with something. Yes.
Yes, we're gonna drop it one more spot, and we're good.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. We're good. Now one more
I
we're
hope
gonna do.
everybody is taking their vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin A, get you some zinc, vitamin C, eat plenty of oranges, um, make you a tea and blend up fresh garlic, ginger, and add that into your tea and drink it and keep your nasal passage and everything, keep all the mucus out your body. So y'all do
That's
that
right.
at least 2-3 times a day. Give it to the kids as warm as they can take it.
That's right.
Okay, there's some things that y'all can be doing to protect yourselves. We don't have to be victims. We don't have to be victims.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you're ready to roll, sister, we're
All
gonna
right,
do it.
brother. You good?
Let the chips fall where they may. I'll be dropping
All right.
links as we go along. singular links of people who I know are going to come, but I put it on my social media page, and we'll see who comes through. But
All right, all
we're
right.
going to do it.
So,
Now I'm out of this mode, so let's get down to the conversation.
all right. But I know all y'all already know Brother Lance, but
I try to blow my head up. It's already big enough.
in case you don't, make sure you check out his show. This brother have a lot of good people on his show, a lot of good information, very motivational. It's about, uplifting our people and keeping our people informed. I love his show. This brother was the first one when I reached out to him when I watched the lunch, the Sankofa repatriation assistance.
I blew you a kiss. I looked the other way. I said, okay, let me do it this way.
Oh, I caught it. He was the first one that jumped up and, said, yeah, come on, tell the people about it, and supported me. And I just love the brother so much. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me.
I'm absent-minded sometimes, and I know I get on your nerves sometimes because I got a lot going on, but I'm here for you. I can be absent-minded sometimes.
It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead and say a little something to the people before we get going.
Well, hello, everybody. You blew my name up. My name is Lance Scurve. I'm supposed to say I'm a social media influencer. That's what I'm on the other side of town, with my nose up in the air. No, not really. But, I'm an artist, a pencil and pen artist. I started out online that way. And it's redundant when I say it, but I have to say it. I write. I'm a blogger. I have a show. I like to talk. I think outside the box. A blend of Farrakhan, Paul Mooney, and Muhammad Ali. I'm just raw. I just shoot from the hip, and I am who I am. I'm not stuck on myself. I'm very humble, and this is why I can stay online for so long. I've been online since around 2001, 2002, before YouTube. Underground. I'm an underground entity. When people come to my work, they say, man, where were you all this time? How you got all this stuff out there? And it's like, this is what I do. Sometimes I surface, sometimes I don't. I like the joy of the process. I love to do videos. I love to showcase people. It's a joy to just flow, be myself, and to be appreciated for myself. And I don't pull punches. I'm humbled, I'm polite, but I don't pull punches. What else can I say?
One of the reasons I love the brother so much is because, Lance, we are alike in the way that I don't know how to put on airs. I don't know how to pretend. I don't know how to, switch off. I'm just what you see.
You're so real.
Anybody that knows me, outside of this, know that what you see when I'm online, that's just me. I'm just straight. I'm just a girl from Mississippi who loves Black people and want to see the best for us. And so that's it. I'm the same way, even if I'm in court arguing a brief. I'm the same in court.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just who I am. I can't be nothing else. So,
but you're a very powerful woman. You're a very powerful sister. You got that power inside of you. I could see. I've never seen your side that has to straighten anybody out. But I'll tell you this much: I could see it in you, and I don't want to be on the other side of that. That's right.
Oh, we got Legos. We got Ghana. Oh, wow. Hey guys. Hey everybody. Welcome. We international over here.
Right. Nigeria.
Yes.
Brother Donald, welcome.
Welcome. I'm so proud of Nigeria and how they handling this thing. And another thing, I'm so proud of them because they told them Chinese people, we don't need you over here. Get the hell on. And
That's right.
Thank you. We can take care of ourselves.
That's right. They do us that way.
And guess what, man? You see how the Chinese, when it was just China, and they were telling everybody, oh, don't stigmatize them, don't do this, don't do. And now you see how they treating our brothers over in China. Just they forgot just that quick when they were down.
How quickly we forget.
Yes, and you know what? And because of that, I just saw an article. The Kenyans are kicking Chinese people ass.
well. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them.
It probably took something like this for us as Black people to realize
to wake up.
Yes,
Exactly.
we are on our own. These people don't care nothing about us.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to look towards each
Gloria.
other. We got
Mm-hmm.
to come, we got to look within ourselves. We got to turn all of our attention and focus in and on ourselves. It's just breaking my heart seeing the news and they, about this COVID-19 taking out so many of our brothers and sisters. Detroit, Chicago, uh, uh, where else?
Everywhere. You don't even
Everywhere.
have everywhere. Now, see, this is
Louisiana,
the thing. This is the thing. You can
New
hear me
York.
good, right? My sound is good.
Mm-hmm.
My sound is good. Look, how many black folks you have in Italy, where the whole country shut down?
Yeah.
How many black folks do you have in the UK? We have a good amount, but I don't think they're the dominant.
Yeah.
How many black folks they say we're minorities? Well, we'll keep that label. But you're trying to demonize us and say that how are we the majority if we are 13% of the population? How are we the majority?
Right.
Right? Now, I'll just say it. And I want to correct somebody who came on my page with something very asinine. Lance, you had this young lady selling coronavirus masks. And I think it's hypocritical because earlier, the day before, you said you thought it was 5G. The name on the platform says Lance Scurve, but I support any melanated brother or sister with their point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the kind of host that's, oh, you don't believe in what I believe in, so you can't come on. Now, there's certain things that I'm not going to allow on the platform that I'm not about.
Right.
But don't come at me and tell me that I'm a hypocrite and I'm lying. Look, come on. You paying my bills?
Yeah.
Do I have to bite my tongue? I've never bit my tongue. So, if you're a good host, you'll let somebody express themselves completely. Exactly. And you're not going to hold back. It's like, listen, I disagree with that, but go ahead and speak your piece. Exactly. That makes for an interesting conversation. It's the Lance Scurve show, and I have the Lance Scurve show. It's not the dictator show.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be interesting then.
And we're not a monolith. We all don't think exactly the same thing. I know some other people who think it's the 5G. I don't personally think it's the 5G.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know 100%? I don't.
Right.
But what I do know, this is my philosophy on it. If it was the 5G, everybody, dogs and cats, everything. Why the dogs and cats not falling out? You know what I'm saying? Or
no, I understand.
Whatever. I don't.
And even I don't know. I mean, I can't even disagree with you. It's a multifaceted attack to have
but
things.
We do know that whatever it is affecting us. That's what we know.
Exactly. But this is the thing too. I'm a big boxing fan, and my thing is, we know the opponent is trying to take our head off, so we cannot worry about what the opponent's going to do because we're in a fight and we're going to take a hit. Yeah. Accept that. Let's try not to take a hit. Have a good defense. But if we do take a hit, are we going to worry about what don't hit me? No. Make them worry about what we do to them. And what they're going to say, are you making threats here? Them, the system that's trying to take us out. Whoever you are. Whatever you are. When we find out what it is, we're going to fight it. But we're going to fight it by going inside of ourselves. Go down the checklist. They say elderly people, kids, whatever. Okay. If you have a pre-existing condition, don't you think something that comes your way might knock you off? Yeah. Or knock you down more so than a person that might not have been taking good care of their health? So what does that tell you? Get your game up. Move around. Do a little exercise. Eat better. Make sure to get rest. This possibly also, aside from the frequent everyday updates from Donald Trump, who's trying to keep his face in the news, this is the vacation that you've been waiting for. Now, I know they say they push this thing back, your rent, your mortgage, your bank stuff, all the stuff, 3 months. We understand that. But put it out your mind. Show concern. Don't show any worry. Concern yourself. Okay, today, this is what it is. I'm done. I'm going to rest. I'm going to spend more time with my family, which is another good thing about this. We're getting up outside our Stockholm Syndrome relationship with this system. See, I'm picking my words nice. You ain't got to be scared. I'm going to be just right. I'm not saying you're going to be scared, right? Yeah. But I go buck wild sometimes on certain things. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I just want to put the point out there. Brother. No matter who we are, we're guilty of that in this system. Look, we got the lazy boy. We got the remote control. We have the smartphone. We got Uber Eats.
By the football, the basketball.
That's not important.
Yeah.
That's not important. So right now, we are on high alert because we know that the numbers are not us, but in them engineering it to be that, and it may become that way because look at our sides of town generally. I'm not saying all black folks live in the hood, but that media is not our friend. And
Right.
that media works along with, I know you're former military, and I'm not going to sit here and insult you, but I do feel that the government has a big hand in it, and whatever goes down, they know
They
about it.
certainly, I
They
agree.
got satellites up in the sky
Hmm.
that can look down, and you flip a penny, and it can tell you if it's heads or tail.
Hmm.
So you mean to tell me, and that's what we know. These
Hmm.
wonderful smartphones that we have, they've been out for years.
Yeah.
Brother Quaker, my brother-in-law, who many know, told me that he had a friend that went to some kind of base in Jamaica back in the late 70s, that they had these container homes and shipping containers with military equipment in there. And he said, hey, come on, let me show you something. I was like, what? Flat screen TVs, this is the 70s. Flat screen TVs, paper thin,
Yeah.
on the walls that had the outside of the airplane somewhere over the UK, and in the inside, looking at everybody so clear, it blew his mind. Where are these cameras? The 70s? So
Yeah.
what do they have now?
Yeah.
See, so I'm not saying this to put fear in your heart, but they're not as unaware as they want us to think.
Yeah. I
They're
agree.
not.
I agree. And you know what I think? I do believe it's a virus. I'm not.
Where's my water? No, go
I
ahead.
you
I'm
know.
gonna duck out for a second.
Okay, go ahead. I do believe it's a virus. I believe that it's possible either China or America released it into probably maybe it's possible that America did it to China because that's their number one threat, their number one competitor in the world for
Right.
world power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it went the way that they wanted to go. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
over here. It
Mm-hmm.
got out of control. Now China's back up and running. Or it could have been
See?
that China did it to get over here. I don't know because all of that is a possibility. But see, we are casualties in this thing, and we don't have nothing to do with it. We're just collateral damage.
Yes.
They always talking about collateral damage. They will drop a bomb on a whole wedding party of civilians to get one what they call terrorists, and all those other people are just collateral damage.
That's right.
And so
That's
now,
right.
and we're living over here. This is a perfect time for us to really look at our lifestyle as a people. The reason why we're suffering so, we have been living a horrible lifestyle altogether. The diabetes, the high blood pressure, not eating good, eating bad food. And this virus is just shining a spotlight on how bad, how unhealthy we are as a people over here. Somebody said, "What
Uh,
about
I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to give another little twist on it when you're done. Go ahead. Go in your flow.
Yeah, sister had asked, why is it just the black Americans? Why it's not affecting black people in other? Because other black people in other places live healthier lifestyles. They eat better food, everything. They walk, they exercise, they do things that we simply do not do. We're
Mm-hmm.
just sitting over here drinking and eating processed food and eating a lot of meat and overcooking our vegetables. Your mama your mama shouldn't be cooking collard greens for 2 hours. It ain't got no nutritional value no more. You should
That's
steam.
right.
You have to lightly steam vegetables, right? So it's all of this, and now it's just exposed to how unhealthy we are, and this is why our people are dropping like flies because of this thing. Your body just doesn't have the immunity to fight this stuff off. What were you gonna say, brother?
No, I was going to say that, yes, many of us do not eat as we should, but I'll say overall, that's overall most Americans.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's didn't just get rich off of black people.
That's
We
true.
bring a lot of money to them
Yeah.
as they, and I refer to them as enemy territory, because what we get as a benefit from eating McDonald's is the right to go to the hospital in these states. Poor circulation, heart attacks, the diabetes, the all of that good stuff, right?
But we don't even have the same health care Quality health care.
Exactly. But exactly, we don't get paid the same way, and we understand all of that, but it's I accept that we should have been doing that more, but I'm saying that not to deflect what's coming on us as a targeted thing, but I see a lot of folks in the white community, other communities that are morbidly obese. That's not to deflect or reduce the effectiveness, because my concern is us. Just like many others, I'm not trying to talk on a separatist level.
Yeah.
But we need to go in. We can't say, oh, when you go to the hospital, oh, I have a problem with my heart, but let's also, well, what about the kidneys? What about the liver? You're there for the heart. And we got to stop this thing when we focus on what's going on in the black community to say, well, it's white people too, and it's so-and-so too. Let's focus on, with surgical precision, what the challenge, notice I didn't say problem, what the challenge is. Because problems are for losers and challenges are for winners. We can surmount any challenge because we've been through so much as a people.
I agree.
And we're going to survive this. Even if it knocks some of us off, we still going to be there.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But also, remember, the year of return. I know from my position that more than what they would want to admit to, this is the so-called mainstream media who are not our friends, who slant things to make them look good. I said it before on other shows, that there was an interview with a former mainstream media person from behind the scenes in an administrative position. He's retired, but he said, listen, social media is kicking our behind. The people talking to people and how the information spreads. We, meaning mainstream media, even though he's retired, we began and had no choice to peek over and see what they're talking about for our content.
Yeah.
Right? So that being said, they're watching us. Yes, we're giving up a little privacy and everything, but they know the pulse of what's going on. And they don't talk about how many people on a spiritual level have this feeling. Black people, melanated people, stolen Africans, indigenous to the planet, whatever. We say African, Akabulan, whatever. Y'all know. Somebody who looks like me.
Yeah.
No matter what you call yourself, go rob a bank and see how they describe you.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So let's get over all of that.
Right.
We can roll around in the dirt later about that. There's some of us who know where we came from on this planet. Some claim that this is not America. This is no time for us to fuss on the train tracks. But there's a speeding locomotive coming about, oh, you left your dirty underwears with streaks on. No, we got to get off this track. We can figure this out later on.
Right.
But you showed to be $12, so and so. And I remember that. No. We need to unify. And they see through social media that we are unifying for what? For something bad? No, for something good.
Yeah.
If we are across the board, you're a brilliant young lady. You're a lawyer. You're accomplished in so many ways. You can drive your behind off. But we drove from, look, I know I came up to Cleveland with no sleep. And I said, okay, I'm going to share in the driving and all this stuff. I was like, listen, sweetheart, I'm going to sleep this out a little bit. Here, I take care of the gas and everything else. You a trooper. You were right there. Boom. I tried to live stream on my phone. The phone fell down. I'm falling all over the place. So I have to give kudos to you. But the bottom line is that they're not going to tell the story the right way. Right. They manipulate what is put out there. Too many of us believe it, and too many other people believe it.
Yeah.
Because when you look back to Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, I'm not speaking about what they did for the black community and this and that, but at least the image of what white America wasn't used to seeing, because they were so isolated from us. So they're victims of the television also, where they used to just see thuggery and twerking and all that. I'm not going to say all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Now they see somebody in a suit speaking a certain way. Now I know, because me and Barack, I'm not feeling them, right? I'm just going to say the imagery is very powerful. That alone smashed down so much barriers on us, because they're fascinated. Look at him. So and so and so, right? So now they want to bring it back to make us the boogeyman, when this thing, either in America, China, whatever it is, how all of a sudden we become the boogeyman. How all of a sudden some of us are in the streets, whether they had to do it or not, selling weed and looked at as thugs and criminals, Now we have executives investing in it, and now they're a well-to-do businessmen and entrepreneurs, and we should look up to them because they're in what? Come on. When it's us, it's the rules are slanted against us. And now there are too many of us accepting this all the way. It's engineered, and yes, we have a prior propensity for health issues because those of us who may not make as much money and those who do, who don't give a damn about their body until something goes wrong, then we're going to break down from that. But look how it's spread through everywhere else, and they're trying to make it a thing about us so they can have an excuse that when I put on my mask, which is over there somewhere around here, I got a little nice little mask. Luana Gelson made it.
And you see how some black men with their masks in stores, like everybody else, are being now targeted?
Exactly.
Kicked out. Like, we can't go shopping with our mask on. We automatically looked at like we're doing something wrong. That's been happening. Have you been seeing those stories?
Yeah, look, I get the looks all the time. I'm a fearsome, evil-looking black man to them. I'm 5'10", 240 pounds, and I don't always look like the nicest guy in the world because when I'm deep in thought, I look very intense. You know what I mean? Mr. Scurve, come around here and say hi. She hiding behind the green screen. Look at her. Right? Okay. You see her on the screen, right? Wait, what you doing over there? Come on.
No, I don't see her.
No, she's hiding. But she said hi.
Hey, sister, how you doing?
She's out the room now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I said,
I just think it's odd how we've become the face of coronavirus in America.
Yes, I said all that. See how good you are? Did you say it like that? I would have rambled on it like 10 o'clock tonight just to get that point out.
Yeah.
But like I say, this is something. Okay.
Yeah, but these people they don't waste a good crisis. They're gonna use this thing as a way to and I'm gonna come back to our brothers that are in the prison system because we really got to raise a ruckus about that. We got to get all of our brothers who are just particularly the ones that are haven't been convicted of anything but are just in these jails. They deserve to have bail because that. Being in jail during this time with that stuff, that's almost a death sentence. Yeah. We're going to come back to that. But I say that they use it. This is what I believe they're doing. They're using this opportunity to put the 5G up because the 5G is going to heighten their ability to surveil us, to monitor our movement, to watch everything that we're doing, to listen into our homes, to do everything. Now, that's what I do believe that they're doing.
They're already doing it. After 9/11, we begged for them to take our privacy to get the boogeyman named Bin Laden. But they were already doing it before that. But after that happened, oh yes, look through my email, look through my text messages. We are so frightened and scared. And pleasure and pain are two of the most motivational forces in our lives. Now we say pain, well, fear comes before that. We fear the pain. We fear the pain of whatever it is they're putting out there. And they also engineer social media. They have trolls that put things out. They want to keep people in a panic. Like I said, we are the strongest, most durable people in recorded history. We've been through worse. If we stay on, nobody can whip us. Yeah. If we come back to unify and treat each other and raise the vibration, there's nothing they can do.
That's true.
But as long as we're off, they'll be on top of us because they study us so much. They know us well. And with the social media being up there, there's so many of us, so many of them that watch us. And I'm not saying it's a them versus us thing. All I'm saying is that we're going to be the poster boy and poster girl for everything bad in the society. And they know that that's not the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so whether, I'm not going to say you or I are going to debate because you know what? Hindsight is 20/20. This time next year, we'll be able to look back on the year and see the trajectory that right now is smoke and mirrors and hidden away in a fog. Yeah. So I trust on that. And the analogy that I use with that is that when you're driving down the highway on a rainy day, a rainy night, and you're next to an 18-wheeler, and you feel kind of unsteady, but you don't like this thing looming over you. So as soon as you decide, I'm going to go, boom, you move up next to it, and all of a sudden the wheel splashes water all over the windshield. Now this thing is moving fast. So So you blinking time to the right so you can see the road ahead of you. Now, for 2 seconds, you don't see anything. And you just pray to yourself, listen, I hope I don't
We've
go over
all
that
been
line.
there, yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as you know what I mean? So for a second, we're blinded.
Yeah.
But we've got to know that it is something. There is nothing that is the unknown. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
We have to trust in that. But we have to be concerned. Well, we have an area of concern, which is a worldwide thing, and we have an area of influence. Movement is something that keeps us from being in fear. Doing something a little bit every day to protect yourself from being so vulnerable will make you feel as though you have some kind of power in your own existence. Instead of sitting here on the TV, but they said they're feeding you lies mixed with a truth.
Yeah.
But it's engineered a certain way to get you thinking, listen, you over there saying that? Well, while I'm not going to sit here like a deer in the headlights, paralyzed at what you're saying. I'm going to be getting busy here on what I need to do in my area of influence. And you must separate that. Your area of influence, what you can do to change your life immediately. And of course, there will always be an extended area of concern. Now, we're concerned about our brothers and sisters in the motherland right now, but we're locked over here now. So we can't do anything the way we want if we had that kind of desire. So what can we do? The best thing to do is preserve ourselves, learn ourselves, take care of ourselves. The one mistake they did in all of this is give us time. If only we can use that time to think and strategize and control and make ourselves better. Can you make yourself better tomorrow incrementally than you were today? Can you do that? Can you focus on drinking the water with a higher pH, right? The alkaline water. Can you cleanse out? We're not too far from the toilet bowl these days because we're home all day. Clean out. Get some real nutrition. Eat a little less, rest a little more, laugh a little more, reminisce, listen to music on a higher vibration. Bill Withers made sure that we had his song in our mind. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes. Lovely day. Well, they say he passed from the coronavirus, but we need to put that song in our mind and go back to when life was good. Even though we had issues back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, each subsequent decade, for some reason, it's like we're being squeezed in. So what do? We got to put something on the inside just as powerful that pushes out.
Yeah.
Because
go
ahead, sister.
What they weren't expecting was for us to use this as our wake-up call and start mobilizing ourselves and working on the plans that we all been talking about, but we got a little bit complacent. But now everybody, I think, is like, okay, heightened. Now I know what I need to do. And like you said, I'm pretty sure a whole lot more people now are paying attention to their health, boosting up their immune system, their minds are being clear. You know what I mean? On the way forward. And that's the thing that they wasn't expecting to happen. Okay. They were expecting, just like you said, Lance, was just be sitting in the house scared, shaking in our boots, which is not going to do nothing but run your blood pressure up and make you sicker. So, but absolutely. So we see a lot of our brothers and sisters are losing their jobs. And that's a concern because I know people, people have families, they have children, they have rent, they have mortgages, they got utility bills, things like that. So at this time, I'm convinced, Lance, that so far they said over 16 million, like 16.8 so far in the last 3 weeks have lost their job. And it's still going. Those numbers are still going up. A lot of these jobs are not going to be able to come back. I say take this opportunity now to start thinking about how to get free anyway, how you can generate income, however that is, outside of somebody, having to work for somebody. A lot of the people who follow you and follow me are saying that they want to go to Africa. So now is your opportunity to start thinking about doing something for yourself to create income, so that when this thing is over with and you are able to travel, then you started on something, because the problem that our people have is having that money to sustain themselves. So now you at home, start thinking about a business. Start thinking about something that you can do, that can generate income, so that when you can leave, when this is over, you can get the hell out of here.
Well, personally, and I can't say everything, but within the last year that I've been executing what I need to execute on a very severe level
Yeah.
that most people won't do, because I knew. I'm not going to say I knew exactly how it was
Yeah.
going to go down, but as much as I run my mouth, I observe.
Yeah.
I observe things that are not really related to most people. And I made a video a year and a half ago about something coming. Now, we all could say that. We all could pick this, and that and say, and look like a prophet. And it wasn't even about that, because I went in deep on a spiritual level. But the sad thing about it, and I'm a very positive person who likes to motivate people, but the fact of the matter is that not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's going to make it. You have the opportunity to make it, but to conquer this, you're going to have to conquer yourself. There's things that you needed to do for yourself, within yourself, that you didn't do, and now you have no choice. So do you want to live a full life? It's still possible. But we're going to have to focus in on ourselves and make sure that we are not caught up in the system like we were. Mm-hmm. Now, that's up to you to decide what it is you want to do. We know that man that has diabetes and he's slipping that piece of cake or drinking. We know that person who has, their arteries clogged, but they love that fried pork. This is not to get up on a soapbox and preach to somebody. We know there's things I got to tighten up on. And I think I'm very disciplined. I'm not the most, but I'm not the worst either. I think I'm up there. But this is a time to go for what you know. Also, with the money thing, I feel that this is an opportunity for the powers that be. We're not going to argue who they are. It's somebody sitting back watching this. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
But this is a way to crash the economy and put us all in a tizzy as we worry, and push us not into a recession, but a depression. All I say is, with money, it's not how much you make, it's what you don't spend. Mm-hmm. You could have a person that makes $25,000 a year, right next to somebody who makes $100,000 a year. But that person who's in that higher income bracket, they're going to pay more taxes. They're going to want to keep up with the Joneses because they're on a totally different level. And if you're worldly and not on point, a lot of debt. You have a lot of lawyers out here. I'm not throwing off on you because you're smart, but they have to have the Rolex. Right. They have to show up in court a certain way. They have to pull up in a certain car because it goes along. You got lawyers in the colder parts of the country that always make sure to hit the tanning parlor and lie that they were in the Caribbean because that's a look of success. You see what I mean? What's really important? Yeah. What are we spending on that we don't really need to spend on? Why can't we cook at home? Yeah. Why can't we be happy with the clothes that we have? Why do we think that for us to appear, or we worry about how people see us, well, I can't be wearing them 2 pairs of pants all week. Why not? I gave away all my clothes last year. Right? And I had to buy some more back because, you know what I mean? I have functions to go, like, I can't go in here with a Walmart t-shirt. Yeah. But I have moves that I plan on doing, and it's like that airplane that's running low on fuel. You got to get to land, but as long as you carry all this cargo, you're not going to make it. So you got to decide what you're going to throw over and throw out. Yeah. Is it really important? At the end of the day, all this materialism that we've been lulled to sleep to think that we need this to have this life, and you get it for a little while, you feel good, but when the first note comes, you're not happy no more, and all of a sudden you see the new model or whatever it is, and I say, oh man, and you fall back into the low again. That is not happiness. So a lot of us are going to learn what true happiness is. A lot of us are sitting around the table more with our families, with our children. We have more time, which I do understand as an artificial construct. But the bonding, the unity, what happened to that thing where you're a little low on sugar? Oh, I'll go next door to Sister So-and-so. Say, girl, what you doing? You ain't got no, come on over here and eat with us. We playing cards. What happened to that? Take the keys to the car and go. So we got to come together as family. We've got to stop this separate, I got to get mine, you got to get yours mentality, and see each other as family. You know why? Because if you don't, and if you don't have no food, hunger is going to make you pick up the phone and talk to that relative or neighbor that you refuse to talk to for some dumb reason that doesn't even matter. And the more separate we are, and the more, as a people, we have a lack of efficiency. Somebody else comes into the neighborhood to capitalize on it. And who is that? Some of them very Asians that don't like you and they don't want you in their neighborhood, but they're in your neighborhood making all this money, and you think you got to go to somebody else to ask for a job, but that person and that family is making a killing and living good on the other side of town, and they ain't showing you what they're making. They have a system. So I'm supposed to sit here and not talk about it when I see it and think, are you giving all people jobs? And those of us who are in position to do so, we have secret handshakes and we keep some of our brothers down. We don't want to give them the knowledge. We see the light. We're traveling men. And I'm not talking about on a plane all over the world.
Yeah.
But they're the buffer. They're the 10% that have all the privilege, and they work for somebody else who don't look like them, and they will have all of the riches, but they're to keep people down.
Yeah.
So all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And sometimes we can give out a few turkeys. We can say a few, and they're not going to stab somebody up or shoot nobody, but they're working against our communities. And we got to stop being so emotional. We've got to think and reason on a logical level. We get too emotional.
Yeah.
We go to the churches. I'm not knocking anybody's way that they feel that they need to be spiritual, but being religious is not being spiritual.
Right.
You look at the animals out in the so-called wild. They don't go to church. They ain't sitting up, but they lay out in the sun and they download, because a squirrel knows how to be a squirrel by being around other squirrels. And they're sensible and they think. They play around with other squirrels and learn how to operate their body so that when they're really in danger, they're there already. We're the only race of people worldwide, not everybody, sitting down, looking up in the sky, waiting for somebody to do something. And the Asians are getting busy in our community.
Yep.
You know, Jewish people and Arabs and all these people that don't like us. And so is it bad that I'm saying this? No, because they ain't paying us no mind. They are expanding beyond their community. They take care of their businesses in their community, and we go into their communities or their business districts and bring them our money. And look at our neighborhoods. Am I wrong to say that? Or should we be the do boys of the planet Earth? Should we be the junkyard of the planet Earth? When they want pleasure, though, when they want them decadent pleasures, them white men know how to go on in the black neighborhood. Oh, you're making this racial. Well, how do you think the word honky came to be? White men that would come into the black neighborhoods and honk their horns on the automobiles because they thought every well-built black woman was a prostitute. So that's why I say I'm raw. I don't hate nobody, but I can't be in denial and be worried about hurting somebody's feelings when they're in denial of the truth. And if we don't have a foundation of truth, we ain't going nowhere. In the black community, these preachers have got to stop lying to the people, getting them to feel good, doing aerobics and, just enough motivation to last you for 6 days until it's time to come back. What are we really doing? We are at war.
Yeah,
they don't care about us. They're coming at us every kind of way and demonizing us at the same time. Gentrification? Why? Like I said, I can't just sit here and not open my mouth on what I see, because I see it so clear. Call me crazy. They really called me crazy 10 years ago. Or even before the recession. Then it came back.
I don't think anybody can deny anything that you're saying, brother. They can't. So if we're going to unify and save ourselves, or we just going to be lambs to the slaughter. So
history,
that's really what it comes down to. And at this point, our situation is so dire. At this point, I don't feel like we have time to be trying to convince any black people that still
right. You still there?
Now, believing in this system, believing that they're gonna fix this. They're not gonna fix this. I'm gonna tell you the absolute truth. You have to accept it. This is not going to be fixed. One, the coronavirus is going to be around for a while, just like the flu. You know, they give people vaccine, but the flu still come around and still people die from the flu.
The flu's killing more people than the coronavirus, but they're not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. This is not going anywhere. It's going to be here. The economy is not coming back. It's not accepted. And so figure out what you're going to do. And what you need to do is get with other like-minded brothers and sisters and come up with a plan. Now, one of the things that I recommended, Brother Lance, was that people get together in smaller groups. I mean, I wish Sankofa was where it needed to be to start repatriating people. But, you know, until the people support it and come with the money and get others to support it, we just got to keep pushing it until it gets there. But in the meantime, I say get in groups of maybe 4 or 5 and pool your resources.
People that you know.
This is a perfect opportunity right now to break a lease.
For real. You ain't never lied. It's funny. I can see it as a quote. That's a t-shirt.
So break a lease and y'all get together in one place and the reduced expenses and come together and then put your money together to buy land to put up a building. If you get 4 or 5 good either individuals or families come together, y'all can put up an apartment building with 4 units in a short amount of time in Ghana.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can put y'all money together and start a business that so all of y'all have something to eat off of while you're there. That will shorten your time of being over here. These are some of the ideas that that I'm coming up with. If anybody have any other suggestions, look, I put the link. Now, Lance, I see a couple of brothers here. Are these brothers wanting to speak or they just listening? Did you invite them on?
Oh, I invited a whole bunch of people on. They'll be filing in and everything like that. But, you know, some people are used to the usual channels that I put stuff out on. If it doesn't come as far as a show, it's like, no, but some people, a lot of folks are here watching. But they ain't saying
they're just watching. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what you see in the chat room is who revealed themselves. But there are many who are here watching. Trust me.
Okay.
And if they don't see it, if they don't see it now, they're gonna see it afterward.
Anybody that's watching the show, if you have something you want to contribute to the discussion, if you have some suggestions, for solutions, what Lance and I don't want to do is get on social media and talk about problems all day. We want solutions. We want.
Oh, I got some.
Yeah, we want to help our people. To when this is over with, you need to have a plan. You need to be like, okay, I met this person. They on the same, they got the same plans. They got the same ideas, the same goals. Now we're gonna work together so that we can get out quicker. These are the types of things that you're gonna have to do, for people who want to leave, because the situation, I'm gonna repeat, this ain't getting better. It's not like coronavirus gonna go away and Donald Trump gonna say, okay, now y'all can go back outside and go to work, and it's just gonna jump back to where it was 3 weeks ago. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So we're literally, I would say, with the record number of people who are unemployed, we haven't seen those numbers since the Great Depression. We are back in the Depression. The way they are just throwing trillions of dollars out of nowhere to save these corporations. They're not bailing out Main Street. They're not bailing out mom and pop. A lot of those small businesses and they're not coming back. It's too late.
That's right.
And Lance, they said, they came out and said, oh, we got $10,000 in SBA loans for small businesses. And everybody jumped up and applied for them. And then they come back and say, oh, they switched it around. Well, we're going to give $1,000 per employee. So if you're a small business and you run by yourself, you don't have any employees, what is $1,000 going to do for you?
That's chump change. Actually, that's chump change. Yeah, and like I said before,
playing with people.
Yeah,
they're playing with people.
But see, this is the time to hunker down because things are about to get real. Don't wait any longer. Bottom line is, if you have 4 family members and you got 4 apartments separately that you're paying for, It's perfect time to break the lease. Things are going to be this perfect time. Y'all
Yeah.
pile up in one of those apartments, or you get somebody who has a house in your circle, whether you blood family or not, and y'all pack up.
Yeah.
The money's not going to be worth anything, but to hoard it and hold on to it when it drops, it's not going to be worth anything anyway. It's not worth what it used to be anyway. So this is
Right.
what you do. You get something of value
With it now.
with it now to sustain yourself. I'm not going to do the fear mongering thing, but you should be packing up on things that you need. Why is it that the website, Department of Homeland Security, told us, was it October or November, that you need to have 6 months worth of resources and food? You
Yeah.
need to have this. That's like an open book question. Remember this? It's going to be on the test where they would
Yeah.
spoon feed you the answers because they wanted you to pass, right?
Yeah.
So that if they tell you, and this is Homeland Security, this tells you
Yeah.
two things: that they know something,
Yeah.
and the other thing is, what is it that they know? This also tells me that something is engineered. I knew someone over in China, a sister over in China, lost contact with her, but she told me many things. This is back in the early 2004, 2005, 2003. She was a fan of what, the work I did back then. And she was telling me things that were almost disasters here in America that the mainstream media didn't put out.
Yeah.
So there are things going on that we'll never know.
Yeah.
They don't push the fact that I heard that there are warships off the coast of Venezuela. Do they push this every day? Why are you letting that news mold your mind and manipulate you like the sheeple that we have become? But as far as, and we're going to talk about solutions, like I said, one is somebody got to give that apartment up. Sleep on the couches, sleep on the floor, whatever. Everybody eat at that one pot.
Mattresses, get some roll-up mattresses, put all the kids in a room. I'm telling you, y'all
become Mexicans. Become Mexicans.
Yeah. Listen, Africans, I live in a highly populated African and Latino community. This is how they work cooperative. They will get a 2-3 bedroom apartment. They have even some of them, they will sleep in the closet. They put a little roll-up mattress in there, put their stuff in there. A walk-in closet is a room. Somebody's in there. You know why? Because they are building something back home. They don't care. They don't care about none of this over here. What they trying to do is save up some money so that they can build a house back home, start a business back home.
That's right.
And I'm like, at first I was like, "Ooh, that's too much. I can't do all that." But now I'm like, God, that's smart as hell. That's smart. Because up here where I live in DC, you're not paying less than $1,400 for an apartment. You're not. Nowhere. In this area, if you get $1,400, you be like, God, that's a good price. $1,000 for that's
no.
Up here.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying this is crazy.
It is crazy.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question. Why is my shirt pulling this way? You know what I mean? Like, wait a second.
I don't know.
I'm a comedian. I'm like, I'm not trying to look cool. I got to have the X part like under the chin, right?
Yeah. But
I'm
guys,
today.
when you do this, you have to be considerate of each other.
Yes.
So when you're living like that, you can't be dirty, clean up. You see, be considerate of each other. You don't want to piss each other off. When you use the kitchen, clean up. When you go in the bathroom, make sure the bathroom clean. Everybody have to be extremely considerate of each other. But you can do it. You know what I mean?
You have no choice now.
We got to get out of this mindset that, I got to have my own space. I can't live with nobody. Okay, well then stay here by yourself when this shit is collapsing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You tell it. You tell it. So like I said, we have to cut down, we have to reduce, we have to downsize. We have to have a sense of space that is reduced. Not that we have to live in a phone booth, but we're going to have to get used to that because either we do it that way or we lose or we're in the streets.
Yeah.
And we have to be proactive. It can't be at the last minute. We are some last minute having people, some of us. Yeah. We got a plan, and we're going to have to sacrifice. We're going to have discipline, and we're going to have to give up a lot to get through this storm. And look, this is a time of reset. Yeah. Who's selling houses now and who's buying them? Nobody's doing nothing now.
Listen, if you got a house, I feel sorry for people who are saying, I'm going to sell my house and get the equity out, because you're screwed. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth.
If you did it before this,
if you
good.
did it before this,
right.
But if you just now trying to sell a house,
I'll say this.
You're screwed. You're screwed.
Right.
Nobody is going to be able to buy a house.
But I know people.
To buy a car.
I know people that I was telling some of these people, and they're over talking me. I'm gonna get you. Oh no, I'm buying this, and then it's gonna go. I said, listen, man, are you a robot or something? This is not the time. Give it a few more months and watch what's gonna happen. No. Okay. Yeah, you can work from home on a reduced dollar, and like I say on my shows all the time, the gentleman told me this back in 2016 that the 2016 dollar was only 13 cents of the 1973 dollar.
Yeah.
I turned 57 2 days ago. I remember 1973 when I was 10 years old and my mommy used to go to the store, and we were rich, we were middle class, but if she spent $25 or $50, we walked out with 2 carts of food overflowing and some bags.
I mean, you can see inflation in my lifetime. When I was a brand new car, well, you could get a brand new car for $7,500 back in the 70s. A brand new car. Now you can't get no. Now you going a brand new car, so that tells you
you better mortgage that bad boy.
You can buy a whole house for about $25,000-$30,000 back in the 70s. A whole house. So that tells you now it requires more money now to buy the same thing. So that's what inflation is. The dollar is not worth as much as it was in 1970. So now you need more dollars. Think about Argentina, Venezuela, Zimbabwe. Now you need more dollars to buy the same small thing. A loaf of bread might have been 15, 20 cents back in the 70s. Now you got to pay $3 for a loaf of bread. That's because the dollar doesn't have the same value. That's inflation. So what we're telling you is that shit is finna go.
And it's artificially inflated. Artificially. Yeah. So you can print up extra dollars and say, this does I have $100. And it's like playing musical chairs. You got 7 seats and you got 8 butts. And when the music goes off and you try to sit down, somebody is blankety blank out.
Yeah.
That's what's about to happen now. When you have so many people applying for unemployment, no jobs, and like it was mentioned in the chat room, that the restaurants are closing and they're not going to open up. Well, restaurants, it's not a need.
Yeah.
See, now we're going to have to deal with our needs. You get hungry, you're going to want some food. You're going to have to cook now. We've gotten too spoiled.
And guess what, guys? And I'm not trying to scare you. I swear to God, I'm not.
Scare them. Scare them.
What you think about reality?
Scare them.
All these millions of people who are out of work, the jobs are not coming back.
Crime.
Some of these states are already admitting they don't have enough money to even pay these unemployment claims. They don't have enough money to pay all these people, and more people are still going to be losing their job.
It's going to get worse.
People are not going to sit around and just be hungry and starve and let their kids starve.
My baby needs to eat, so
guess what? What that tell you? They already got people robbing people for groceries now.
Yeah.
They already got people robbing for groceries. So what I'm telling you is it's going downhill from here. It's not getting
It's going down.
It's not getting better.
It's going down. But it's a reset in this so that we can get in control of ourselves. Come together in unity. Eat out of that one pot. I don't care if it's 15 of us. Every couch taken, a little bit on the floor, 5, 6 people in a bedroom. I don't care. Survival. Keep the elements off of you. Now, collectively, on a bit of money, you can really live. Stock up while you can. Why do you have cable?
Yeah.
Why do you have cable? Really and truly, the internet probably is going to get shut down. The only reason why we're not going crazy now is we got YouTube. We lay in the bed and we can escape.
Yeah.
YouTube is a new crack pipe.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
We still down. Mm-hmm.
So, but we got to be proactive in what we do. What have you done today to sustain yourself for tomorrow?
And don't say it could never happen. See, some of y'all have this false belief in America that it could never happen in America. Well, it's happening in America. It's happening, and some of you are in denial. And instead of doing the things that you need to do right now to get prepped to get prepared. See, and what pisses me off is the people that have children that are walking around here. See, because these babies, at the end of the day, and these are the ones that piss. If you got children and you're not already, I don't care if you in an apartment, give you some seeds and some pots and some soil and start playing, because food shortages will be coming. Okay, they got the borders closed, guys. You know how much of your food is imported, and now you do go to the grocery store and just look and see how much of this food comes from another country. Your fruits and vegetables, they coming from South America. The borders are closed.
And what happens when it's not there? Yeah. What happens when it's not there?
Exactly.
Can you go out in that little patch of soil right there by the curb and grow food? You see, I've always said it, and I've said it this way. First of all, they've seduced us to come into the bigger cities. And we feel that there's a big sense of security because the hospital's over there, the grocery store's over there, my job is over there real close. But they have to truck these foods in. You know, we are all dependent on very few systems. It's an artificial living condition. So when the lights go out, that's the next thing I feel is going to happen amongst this. We're going to go crazy on each other, and martial law is going to have to come in full force. But artificial living conditions. Would you be affected if you are 50 miles away from the biggest city? Let's say, is there a place in the United States that is like 100 miles away from one of the biggest cities? 100 miles away, 150 miles away. Nothing out there. What do people say? I won't go out there. It's boring. But you got all this land, and say it's a warmer climate. That's somewhere up north where you can grow your food. And you have your little house on the land. It may not be something elaborate or fancy, or something you drive. Yeah, this is my crib, man. Ha ha ha. But it's paid for. You got your little pickup truck. It's paid for, right? And then you don't even need that. You get on a bike. You get on whatever. You have generators. You have to think this way. Being in the bigger cities is not a good thing, because you got more people who are going to be hungry, more people who are emotionally off, spiritually off, mentally off. And if you say, please don't shoot me, here's $2,000. I don't want that. I want that food that's in there. Food, man. How many people have the discipline with their palate? How many people have a discipline with rationing off how much they eat, sitting down somewhere and meditating? How many people have the presence of mind to even stock up on stuff, not out of fear, but being proactive and saying, I'm going to set myself for at least a year. And I don't have to have those particular cookies in the plastic thing. I don't have to have this particular liquor. Basics. Vegetables, fruits, pasta that can store, rice that can store, not the white rice, but if you have to, you have to. Get away from the heavy meat. What about when the power goes out? How you can stock up on all this meat? I'm a plant-based guy, right? But for those who eat meat, how much meat can you keep when the power goes out? It's going to spoil. Exactly. You got to get things that won't spoil. Like I said, the elements where you live will become your enemy if these artificial air conditions and heat and all this stuff, if they're not working. What you going to do, right? So can you bundle up? Do you have enough sleeping bags? You might have to be in a sleeping bag inside of a nice apartment or a house because it's blizzard weather. Yeah. How do you clean yourself?
And you need weapons to protect whatever you have.
Exactly.
Let's just call it like it is. You need weapons to protect whatever you have. Anything that you start storing up, you got to be able to protect it. If you can't protect it, somebody can just come in and kick your door in and take it from you. Ain't nothing you can do.
You see your face when you said that? I already know you ready. I'm gonna have to knock on the door. I'll throw little pebbles in the window. Sista Yaa, it's me. I'll keep my heads up. See the big head? It's me.
Be prepared to protect whatever you have.
Right. That's right. And have a plan so that you don't freak out when things start happening. Have a plan. Be able to take care of yourself on a medical level or know somebody who can do that for you. Right? Yeah. What are we going to do if this happens and that happens? You have time.
First aid kit. Yeah.
First aid, exactly. Like I said, the number one thing, I'm not saying the number one thing, but a big thing, like I said, you better get yourself some military style boots. Because how you look walking out in the street if you had to, in the cold or the warm, wherever it is, and you stepping on things with bare foot. Say they want to kick in your doors and you got to get out. Somebody else wants to kick in your doors and you got to get out. Or you have to move because in a particular area that you felt so safe in, you know you need to get out and leave everything. Are you capable mentally of getting up and physically leaving from where you are, never to come back? Can you do that? You might have to. But now you have to toughen up your mind. See, Sista Yaa, she got that training, so she's already there. You already got the eye of the tiger. I ain't worried about you. I'm concerned about you, but I know you gonna be all right.
I've already, my family, I got my sons. I got 2 older sons in Atlanta. My parents are in Tennessee. And then my husband and my kids here. We've already we have a plan.
You coughing. You coughing. I'm just playing with you.
My allergies. And guns galore, and we already got a meet-up strategy. Everybody know.
How many people have that?
Yeah, everybody, keep cars filled up with gas. Don't let your gas tank get low. Keep the cars filled up. Keep some gas cans with some fuel in it. So when you
bug out bags.
Once you have to jump on the highway, you go straight to the meetup spot, and we fortify ourselves there. So my family, we already had the discussion. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You have to have these discussions. If you don't have these discussions, you're being neglectful. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you're being neglectful. Have those discussions, have a plan, and just know that you have a little bit semblance of normalcy right now, but it's not going to stay like this.
Right. There is no normal. There is no normal anymore. There isn't. And we've been isolated so much in America that there are many countries outside of America where there's no normal either.
Yeah.
We're getting a taste of it now. Now the world is feeling it, but we're really getting a taste now. For those who feel so isolated from it, it's going to come and get you.
Ask yourself, what would you do? How far would you go to feed your kids? Because whatever that answer is with your kids or something, that's what somebody else is willing to do too. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what somebody else is willing to do too. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to do whatever to feed my kids gonna eat.
I see you coming. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go straight to the stash and say, here you go. You ain't gonna get me. But my stash is your stash.
Sister Matrell said, we have a comment here. Sister Matrell on a mission. She said, many do not know how to do things, i.e. grow and preserve food, build structures, make a fire. Making a fire. Do you have some matches and lighters? Do you know how to build a fire without those things?
Right.
We need to know how to do these things for ourselves. And she's right.
Right. So as you see,
we are completely vulnerable people. Completely we've been hoodwinked. That now we are completely dependent on these people for our water, for our food. If the grocery store closed, we screwed.
That's right.
And that's a terrible place to be in.
Right.
And I'm frustrated because I'm like, I got land in Africa that got plenty of food on it, and I'm stuck over here and can't get to it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll plead the fifth, but I identify with you.
Brother Lance, if I were in Ghana right now, I would not be concerned about none of this. On my land, I got my own water.
I didn't even want to come back. Should have stayed like I wanted to.
You know what I'm saying? I would not be sitting here concerned about none of this, other than the fact
like I said, when you look at a rabbit out in the wild, an alligator, deer, squirrel, are they worried about the stock market? Are they worried about? They're way out. There's some places Let me tell you something. When I was out there and I went to the Volta region, there's some places that they probably don't even know what's really going on. I mean, I'm not saying it's out there isolated like that, but look, mangoes were hitting me in the head. The land so fertile. I mean, it was.
In your head, and you know them some big ass mangoes.
I'm telling you, you know what I mean. It couldn't miss this one though. I just right. But like I said, one thing. I was speaking with Mr. Scurve, and my brother-in-law, brother Kwaku. They grew up in Jamaica, in the country. They had to get up early in the morning and walk down the side of a mountain to get a bucket of water. So before school, this is what they did. They all cooked from scratch. They know how to. They can go out in the woods and make a meal from scratch. They're used to the elements. They're like Rambo. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
I grew up in New York City, but I learned so much about. Brother Quaku is going to be doing shows on our side of town, and we're going to share the information with you on survival because he's a real bushman. Not
Yeah.
the fake, I just want to put some locks in my head and just pretend, but also with him being in construction for 20 years, there's so much that he can do out in the woods and know how. There's so much I learned that blew my mind. That really, really, we have weakened ourselves to the point where now when I get this information, I don't even want to be around. Like I said, not because I'm not a New Yorker. I lived there for 38 out of my 57 years and did a lot of things there. I'm not one of those guys. I'm a New Yorker. No, no, no. I want nothing to do with that place. Once I realized and my eyes opened up, it makes you weak.
Yeah.
This country makes you weak. The amenities make you weak.
Yeah.
I don't want it. The food that's ready for you and processed, it jacks up your insides. You have no strength. It weakens your discipline. It does stuff to you. It's not wholesome. You cannot vibrate higher when you're in a low vibrational atmosphere. We have been reduced. And those of us who have the potential to vibrate higher than most on the planet, we are the ones who are running toward the most decadent, to the delight of the one that oppresses us. But again, I say it like that, but ain't nobody oppressing me. I know what I'm going to do. You know I got my stuff together. You got your stuff together. And I can get it even better. It's just that this thing here. Now, check it out. You were always saying, get your passport, get your passport. Now they froze that. They froze that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
The wall they're building up between here and Mexico. That's not to keep Mexicans out. That's to keep us in. This whole thing about having a star on your license before October 2020, I mean, I had it from years ago, didn't realize it because of the law enforcement thing and military people on those levels. But I looked and I did get a new license, right? But whether they know that they put that into effect, what is going to happen even more so that within the country, we're going to have to treat each state like it's its own country. Oh, you're going to fly from Florida to New York? You better have this thing and you better be... What? It used to... Really?
If you don't have it, you got to have a passport.
But look how it used to be prior to 911. You go on up in the airport. They didn't even check bags, did they? They didn't check bags. They might have some dogs around or something like that. If you had a couple bricks of cocaine, they didn't check nothing. You walk right on in. That's insane now. Even that, my mind is so twisted in travel. I don't want nobody coming on if I can, because we know it can happen. I mean, this way I can defend myself. But you got a bomb or something, you walking up in there. Come on. So our world has changed then, and our world will never go back to being the same now. But between us as high vibrational people, we can go back to basics and live a wonderful life, a happy life. Let go of the system. Let go of the things that make you weak. Face yourself, correct yourself, improve yourself. Mental, physical, and spiritual. You can make yourself better incrementally each day, better than you were the day before. Get busy on the inside and don't worry about what's going on the outside. Concern yourself for a time. But this stuff is to make you fearful, and on a spiritual level, there are entities out here who feed on your fear. So if you have a solution-based, proactive mindset, no matter what it is, do you have flashlights? Do you have a compass? Do you have the boots that will keep you, that if they get wet? Do you have clothes that if you got wet, you can hang them up in the sun and they dry off quick? They protect you from the elements. Do you know how to navigate in the woods? Do you know how to find water? Do you know how to find food to keep you going? There's a lot of food around us we don't know. But because of the way they're chopping down all these trees and clearing the way for these big condos, these people are going to be stuck. Because where am I going to get my food from? If I have to stay here, put me somewhere far away from people. I'm still going to protect myself. But these folks not going to walk 100, 150 miles, 200 miles somewhere where it's hard to get to. Get yourself on a certain elevation, a hill or a mountain, right? So you can see a little further. They got to climb up to you. Don't be too close to a road. Have a road near you and put your car way over there where they can't physically get to you. Solar powered everything. You know, generators. If you have to have internet, And you know that can yeah, you can come on in. See, I mean, now I'm popular, right? You can open the door.
Sorry.
Let
Yes,
me
hold on
turn
one
on.
second.
Let
Let me turn on the light. 'Cause it's
Okay.
getting
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, no. Okay, hold on one second. That's my mother-in-law. Hold on. Say it again, mother.
No, but we found out they're going to Tampa, so I'm going up there with them.
Okay, just come in for a second. Come in for a second. Just don't knock this down.
Eh?
Come in for a second.
Well, leave.
Come here. She was come here. Come around. Come around. Look in here and show your face. Come on. That's a mother-in-law.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I
Well, leave.
don't know. She's out there somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know where she
All
went.
right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Have a safe trip. If you
Okay.
need me,
All right.
I'll come all the way out there. All right.
I
Take
know.
care.
All right. Take care.
Who's that?
Tyler.
Well, you know how we stand. All right.
Anybody that has anything you want to come on and contribute to the discussion, you're
You
more
can
than
leave it.
welcome.
Okay. All right.
In there, you're
Yeah, we good.
welcome to come and add to the discussion, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, absolutely right, brother. We got to learn how to do all of these things.
Yes.
And just be prepared. You know, like I said, cut down on any unnecessary. They telling you right now what's essential. They're even telling stores what they can sell and what they can't sell. They're telling stores they can't sell anything that's not essential. So they're making a
Yes.
decision for you on what's essential and what's not, in case you can't
Yes.
figure it out. But
Yes.
yeah,
And what's going to nourish you? We got to get out of the mentality of, oh, okay, like this. With many people, it's not about nutrition. It's about chasing away hunger. And as long as we can chase away hunger with cheap calories, we're not worried about nutrition. What are you
yeah,
really spending your money on? And is it pound for pound the best nutrition? You have to eat for function and make the taste come after. Eat for
yeah,
function and make it taste good, not for taste. Function first. How much nutrition are you really getting? It may be something that doesn't taste good or whatever. You can season it up, but get something that's nutritionally sound. It may come a time we're going to have to stash our food outside of our homes. We might have to stash some food in the dirt and get some plastic bags and dig a little bit where we know where it is and go out there and get it for as long as it'll last. We're going to have to do some things we're not used to doing. Hopefully, it doesn't get that
yeah.
way. But if you can see now, think about it. New Year's Day. Happy New Year's. We had resolutions and we had projections and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Your world can change overnight. And I always know that. And Sista Yaa always knew that. It didn't haunt us like we were walking around paranoid. But the bottom line, you better have that little bit of percentage of yourself that's always ready for everything. Once you've gone to a level of trauma, right? Whether it be the military or even living in the hood, you know it can happen. You're never the same
Yeah.
after that. Don't let go of that part of you. Don't let it eat you up, but always be ready. Keep your body ready. Keep your mind ready. Enjoy the
I
sleep
had
when you
a.
have it. Yeah, go ahead, sister. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm saying enjoy what you have at the moment and prepare for the future and be ready.
Mhm.
Can you, if it came time to defend your family, can you do the ultimate that you don't really want to do, but if it's you or them, are you able to do it? I
Mhm.
know I can. It's not going to bother me none. Because
Yeah.
you coming for me, you going to get it. Maybe
Yeah.
I will do something if it's not that severe and pop you in your leg or do something that would, but if you're really coming for me or they're really coming for you, can you do it? See, so there's a lot of mental conditioning that we have to put ourselves through. We watch
Mhm.
these movies and things happen and watch these action movies and they go through 2 hours worth of action and nobody got a stain on their shirt. Nobody
Right.
got cut. Or if they got cut up or something, 15 minutes later it's gone. Right? That's not how life works. When you
Right.
get injured, you're going to have to get something, to deal with it. What if you have a deep gash, a deep cut? These things don't cost that much to stock up on.
Right.
Just a little bit. You don't even have to get a lot. And I'm not throwing off. But brothers, do you have to get the car that's $20,000 more than would get you around? Why? Who are you doing this for? It's going to haunt you. Can you maintain that? This is not the time for that. And you'll be able to get those things later on when the economy crashes if you're in position. But the bottom line is, like I said, our world is changing, and we have to see it a lot different. Because I know if someone told many of you that this time next year, if they said it last year, this time next year, this is going to happen. You're like, oh, that's something more for science fiction. Well, get out of here. You're crazy. It can't get like that.
Yeah.
But what about the people who the day before, on September 10th, 2001, now there was no way of having a heads up on that, but they never knew. I know somebody who was on their way to work, and they got a call to say, you ain't got to come in today.
Yeah.
Right before it happened. And minutes later, guess what? It happened. We never know, but we have to be aware that things can happen, and we cannot find ourselves living in this thing called a comfort zone. The comfort zone will kill you just as fast as any other threat if we get too complacent.
Yes.
You have to keep yourself.
And I know a lot of us are concerned about family members who just, just think that we're conspiracy theorists. I have a lot of friends who are so frustrated because they're trying to tell their family members, that this is happening. And our people they have so much faith that America is this great big daddy that can never allow, things can never happen to it. But guys, Lance, I think I told you about this, and it's like prophetic. Back when I was a prosecutor in the U.S. Virgin Islands, I used to have a reoccurring nightmare. It wasn't, so I think it was a message from the ancestors. I used to have a reoccurring nightmare. And I told you about one time, I in the nightmare was that I got stuck in America. Did I tell you about that?
That's my nightmare too. That's my nightmare too.
I'm telling you that they weren't allowing, and this was back in 2007, 2008. It was like I used to wake up in a cold sweat because during the whole nightmare, the nightmare was about me trying to get my family, my kids, my grandkids out and get us. We were trying to go down through Florida and make our way to Cuba. That's what the whole dream was about, to get to Cuba. Because we couldn't fly out, and they had us locked in. Right. And I used to have this nightmare all the time. And it's a particular night, I told my husband, and I kept having this. I kept saying, what wasn't this thing. I kept saying, we can't stay. We have to leave. I kept saying, we have to leave. We have to leave. But you know what?
I'm with you.
Time, I got complacent. The ancestor had been telling me a long time ago that I had to get away from this place. And and now look, sitting around moving some time in the world and thinking like some people, like, okay, I knew it was going to happen, but I thought I had time to get out. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going to get out, and all y'all going to be stuck over here.
Last year, I was a madman. Last year, I was feeling that when I came back, from Ghana. And I was all over the place, and I already went out there run down, and I caught malaria really bad and Lyme's disease and almost died. And for those who don't know, I went from 240 pounds to 214 pounds in a week and a half. But the pre-existing thing was that working many years, doing these shows late at night, getting up, because in the house I had a studio, right? Or I gave my life away. I said I had a studio now, right? So you already know what I did. But I don't care right now. I'm better off, and I'm glad I got out. But my main push was to get out. And when I got back, I was like, I really don't want to be here now. You know what I mean? So we made moves, and I'm happy about it, but we're here. So we have to, the one thing I will say, for those who have their passports, which, it's obvious I have it, we have ours, but the minute that those floodgates open, even so, I would suggest, if you have somewhere you want to go, even if it's not the motherland, but get your ticket now, that you can push the date back if you have to, because anybody or the day that they say that the borders of Ghana are open and we can fly over there, or whether it's Kenya, Namibia, Gambia, South Africa, whatever it is, you have your ticket, because now they have to honor those first. If you're going to get on the phone now or get online, it's going to be jammed. It's going to be other people that they have to service first, and they're going to jump on it. But can you, within a 2-day window, be ready? Can you get your stuff ready? Can you downsize from now? Get yourself stuff in storage that within a 2-day window you can be out because you got the ticket in your hand. And emotionally, can you just leave like that?
Yeah.
A lot of us think we can, but we're so hung up on places here and certain people and even family members who think you're a nut. They don't think you're a nut that much now. I know people who refuse to call me now. I don't go na see because I'm feeling it too. But you got to be ready and detached already to be able to get up and get out of here.
Yeah.
To me, within 24 hours. Because like I said, for those who have those plans, be ready to get up out of here within 24 hours. Like, okay, I got my stuff. And if the stuff in storage you can't get, I'm leaving it. There might be a couple things I put in my hand. I'm not going to bring all them clothes. I mean, I don't have any anyway. I'll go with a t-shirt and another t-shirt, pair of pants, go out there funky, and buy something when I get there. I'm ready mentally. I'm detached. I'm looking at this whole thing like it's a movie. But I know it's real, but I'm so detached from it, there's no emotions. There's no emotions. It's like a woman when she knows that she's like done with a man. Like, he tries to touch her. Hey, baby, get away from me. No.
Yeah.
There's no feeling like I'm through. I'm done. I've been done with America.
Yeah.
I already knew from years ago. Look, let me tell you something. Yeah. I already knew from the way back in the 80s. My feeling was pulling away from this place. I already figured it out to that point. Certain things I didn't, but I already knew. I don't know what I was running into, but I know what I wanted to get out of. And people will tell you that they thought, oh, you can do this here, and this is secure, and this is a wonderful place, and so and so. But I didn't want that. I wanted nature.
Yeah.
I gravitate toward people who love nature. I know the streets of New York City quite well, really over and above, going back really from birth. I used to rip around the streets from when I was 12, 13 years old. Not bad crime or nothing like that. Just being nosy. Come on, let's hop on the train. Let's go to the city. Yeah. That's why I got New York City behind me on the backdrop. I know them places. All them buildings. I've been on. I'm a super New Yorker. So if I go to a different city, it's the same thing. Same play, different actors. I'm through. I don't need it. Put me out in the country.
Yeah.
Quiet, peaceful. And I'm also ready to let the internet go. I don't need it. I'm doing this because I've been doing this. I'm going to run it until the wheels roll off. I'll do my artwork. I'll write some books. I'm supposed to write 2 books this year. I'm going to do it. And I'm ready. I'm ready. Simple life. Happy life. Stress-free life. Why should we pay for something free? Absolutely. We have all this free land out here, but somebody came and said, oh, I have to get the surveyor, and now you got to pay me, and there's taxes on this thing. There's enough, and it's about the world is overpopulated. That's a damn lie. Oh, you fly up in a plane and see all that open land, and people are clumped in the city, and because you don't go out of the city, you say, yeah, it's overpopulated. No, it's not. We have a lot of land out here. We all should have some space between us and the ability to grow our foods and barter with each other. We don't need this artificial money. We have traded off what they say is the value of money, and we have forgotten the value of each other. We as African people, I'm going to say it, melanated too, because some people don't identify, but if we go back to that and see the value in each other, we'll be all right. We need to banish the dollar, but we need to use it while it has some value to get out of the system. Because soon you'll be wiping your backside with the dollar because it'll have no value. No value at all.
Yes. And if you think, look at, I'm telling you, look, China is giving America a run for their ass. A lot of these countries are dumping the dollar as their reserve currency, and they're stocking up on gold. Russia's doing it. China's doing it. The petrodollar is dead.
Done.
Guys,
done. But many don't study up on these things and know these things. Like, okay, a question was posed by Dr. J. Battle. How do you sell your house so you can get out in 24 hours? Well, maybe you can try to get out before and not pay the mortgage. Save the money. Let them take the house. Their credit system, what are they going to do? Look how many people are out of jobs, right? Are they going to have empty houses and everybody on the street? Well, quite possibly. But it's a big shift right now. We can't be attached to anything. the value of these homes, nobody's going to be buying them. Nobody's going to be
Right.
buying a
They're
house.
not going to be able to buy them.
The mortgage company is going to say, "Oh, you owe $250,000 on your house, and it's worth $80,000. How are you going to sell that? You're going to be in debt anyway. Take what you got.
How you going to sell it when people not going to have jobs? The housing market is already that shit is over. Okay, nobody's going to have jobs to buy houses and cars.
And where you going to live? Whereas look at what is it that Detroit? Certain parts of Detroit. The parts that they amp up. Yeah, no problem. Some of the parts where it's amped up, and you see what happens here. They say Africa is so bad. The countries in Africa. And yes, anytime you see poverty in Africa, the political leaders, some of them in some countries are crooked. They're selling out the people. There's an interest in the resources there. We have the Asians and the people from the UK, America, all of the people are there. And they're turning people against each other. And they manipulate the economies over there. In a place that is so rich with food. You see the stigma now. Late at night, you see a little hungry African kid. I'm not making fun of them. But they got high-powered cameras videotaping this. And they put the music on nice. And those people who have the cameras, don't you think they sleeping in 5-star hotels? Right? And they getting over tear-jerking. And people with their white guilt. "Oh, I treated the niggers so bad all my life. I'm going to feed the kid. I'm going to just donate $50. And the people who put this thing together, they know the reason why it may be like that in that area is because of what their people did on a corporate level and a governmental level. And take the resources. I speak to people I've been speaking to people from the motherland for many years on the show. Many of the countries over there. And they are on the ground and they tell the real deal on how unfair the leaders are. Many of them over there. I'm not calling any names. And there's some good people. There's some unity going on over there. Of course it is. But what about the leaders that they suck the little money that America gives them and trading off for the resources and send their kids to the best schools and go to the UK for medical attention and everywhere else, but to build up for the people that are there. And the people that are there are getting pennies on, I can't say the dollar, but whatever it is in that country they have, they're not getting enough. So we have to be careful on the propaganda that's put out. Oh, you better eat up all the food on your plate. You got the hungry Africans out there that don't have no food. And I went out to Ghana, drove 2.5 miles out of the 9 hours on one particular road and saw miles and miles of mangoes on both sides of the road that could have fed the whole world. By the time we got to the destination, my shirt, my chin, everything was messed up. I told you about my joke when we got to the hotel and we had the young lady who was a cleaner and she would come in the room and clean every day. And so she said, "Oh, excuse me." She knew my name. Lance, what is it that you're using? I said, "What are you talking about?" "You are spraying something in the bathroom that smells so good." I said, "No, I didn't bring anything here to spray good." And it hit me. I knew I was eating all these mangoes. So she asked me again. She said, "What is it?" I said, "I know exactly what it is." I said, "It's a product that I've created that's called Essence de Mango."
You're so silly.
I didn't say nothing bad, but you know exactly what it was. The bathroom was smelling good. Wow, it smells like mango. Who sprayed something here? I was like, I don't know, but I said, I promise I'll bring you some back next time I come to visit. Inside's clean, clean food, sunlight.
Yeah, one thing for sure, food is abundant. Food is not only is it abundant, it is inexpensive.
Ooh.
So, and it's natural. Yeah.
Fat man, everything, but I'm a mango man, right? And I love mangoes, and when they come in season here, even down in Jamaica, they have superior mangoes. But listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, and I got validation from Brother Quaker, my brother-in-law, who's a straight-up yardie. He's a yard man from the country, and he says he has never tasted mangoes like that and seen them in abundance like that. And I went crazy. Like I said, I was like a chain smoker with the mangoes. I had one here. Just like.
I can say this, and I'm not exaggerating. Anybody that's been to Ghana that's in the chat, I believe, can attest to this. Mm-hmm. All fruit tastes better. Oranges are sweeter. Bananas are sweeter. Watermelon.
Bathrooms smell better.
Like I've told you, I think I told you this before. My daughter over here she doesn't like bananas at all. She said that she don't like the way they
But over
taste,
there, she
but
loves
she
them.
love bananas and
Mm-hmm.
she
Mm-hmm.
loves them over there, but she
Right.
won't eat them over here. The
Wow.
fruit is just so much sweeter. Pineapple, so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple taste like you just eat a piece of sugar. You know what I mean? Just sweet all up in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, listen. Anybody here that say Sister Maitreya, who's been, she said facts. I'm telling you, the food you eat
Ooh.
over there, you'll know that what you
Ooh.
eating over here is some trash.
Strong, strong. Say,
You know that
girl.
what you eating over
You
here
know
is
it's good with some
trash.
when you got a sister in the
Yeah,
conversation. They look around, girl. They got. I'm trying to ear hustle this one, right? It's
yeah.
really it's really a wonderful thing. And just to throw facts, um, my lineage is through Jamaica, my father, and I found out in Amina that 93% of Black Jamaicans have a direct bloodline to Ghana. A lot of people don't like hearing that, but I'm just saying maybe they're lying over there. I don't think so. But I will say this, that for those who have never gone to Ghana and love Jamaica, you better go, because Ghana is Jamaica on steroids. God, and it's much bigger. And the people, you see the connection between Jamaicans and folks from Ghana, although we know many Jamaicans are more Americanized and they're caught up in, and a lot of them are doing some foolish things, but you kind of see the spirit. And it's funny because it was like the biggest joke. Well, no matter what you want to, supreme power, creator, God, whatever you want to call it, but with folks from Ghana who were brought over to Jamaica, the land in Jamaica is so comparable. The fruits and things I know they had to bring over by just having seeds on them or whatever, but it's like when you let folks off of them slave ships and they got away and got up into the mountains as the Maroons, and it was like they were home. I've been both places and I saw. I'm in Ghana. I said, wait a second, this is Jamaica. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. That was the biggest joke on the British. You know what I mean? When black folks were brought over there, and I know that black folks have been all over the world because we are the original. We're indigenous to the planet. The whole planet is Africa. So let's shut up with that.
Yeah.
The whole planet. This is planet Africa, and the powers that be fear, like the Public Enemy album back, I think it was 1991, Fear of a Black Planet. It already is. But they've convinced
Yeah.
us that it's not. And we're not saying this to be
Yeah.
or say to act off and superior or whatever have you, but you got to honor your father and your mother. We're the original. How is it that we got to
Yeah.
go to the branch, the branch, the root don't
Renato
need the
Rashidi.
branch? Go ahead.
Exactly. And Brother Renato Rashidi has documented the African presence all over the globe. We were everywhere. We were
Yeah.
everywhere. So it's
hmm
undisputable.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So, okay,
So
the
we
other
have
thing, yeah,
I want to address this one.
hmm
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I think it's very
You were
interesting.
gonna say something.
I want to research it. I don't know. I'm just bringing this up, and maybe you might want to look into it. We have the latitude and longitude, grid all over the whole world. Why is it that Ghana is zero latitude and zero longitude? Zero and zero. That means
The
something.
center of the earth.
Yes, and when I put my feet in that soil when I got there, I'm telling you not to be fancy and romanticize it. It was some kind of electromagnetic thing that happened to me, meaning that I just relaxed and I felt like I was
Mhm.
recharging, and I slowed down.
Yeah.
Not that I needed to slow down really, but when I slept deeper. You know when you get one of them sleeps when you're on the
Yeah.
pillow and you just rubbing your face on the pillow. And you get up and there's no
Yeah, your
time to get up
mind,
and
it's
you're
true.
like,
Your mind is
I'm laying down another
more,
hour.
your mind
You
is
know?
more relaxed. Yeah, you're more relaxed. Your mind is more at ease. It's not a lot of stuff running around in your mind all the time. You kind of just slow down. You
Right.
slow down. But that also
Yes.
happened to me when I was living in the Caribbean too.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
like
definitely the
you just
same
slow
thing.
down.
But it was such a
Yeah.
powerful vibe there. Another thing on a cultural level, it was so different. We have a lot of beautiful sisters that are walking around inside and out, beautiful inside, beautiful out, specimens on a physical level. We have brothers who their testosterone levels are high, and they approach a young lady in a way that might be pushing it, it may not be as decent as it should be. So, I studied this, and I saw young ladies who were
Mhm.
properly adorned on a natural level. Their adornments, their body. I'm not looking at it that way, but I said, okay, if this well-shaped sister was walking down the street in America in my neighborhood, chances are there's going to be some cat calling. Chances are, hey girl, I'm not throwing my brothers under the bus. But I'm sitting here as a social experiment watching this woman coming out the mall with the tight jeans, a little waistline, and anti-gravity, other things. And the brothers that walked past them greeted them and didn't turn around. They didn't turn around.
That's because they see that every day, all day.
What I'm saying, yeah, they didn't turn.
They see that all day, every day.
And what they see, I'm not trying to put something above, but that natural food, the heat, the childhood where you are exercising and moving around brings results that last a lifetime. Let's just say it that way. But what I saw, how they, it was a respect thing. They looking at you at your eyes. Hey, sister. Now, I'm not saying there ain't some players out there, because there's a whole lot of them out there. But the proportions were flipped. It was flipped. Total respect.
I can attest to the fact that they're very respectful people. I can attest to that.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
even the ones who are slimy, even the crooks are respectable.
Huh?
Even the crooks are respectable.
I can tell the sister. Yeah. Sis, you gonna lose some weight now. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. And I think whoever been there can tell you, even if you go there for 2 weeks, you're gonna come back, you're gonna be nice, you're gonna slim down. It's like the fat just melts off like butter. I think it's because of the quality of food. I think it's the quality of food. You know, it's not a lot of GMO and stuff like that. So you just, your body will just naturally, you know, it's hot. You're gonna be drinking a lot of water. You active, you moving around. People not just sitting in their houses, and it's just like it just melts off of you. I love it.
And that sun. People say, "Oh, it's so hot." I loved it. I vibrated so high. I just want to just walk out. Yeah, you know what the slave master did to me, I had to undo. So when I was out there, I loved it because I was just so like a charged battery, and the complexion, and I was bronze. I was like a statue. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And just to be there, there are intangibles there that I'm quite sure around the equator they're there, but you just had, and I said this last night on the show because someone had asked me about it. You know those Sundays that when you're a kid, you know you got to go to bed a little earlier because you got to get up to go to school, but you feel so good on a Sunday, your homework's done, the sun's going down, you ate some good food and you're relaxed, your family's talking, and you're dozing and you feel good, and you have that centered feel. It's hard to get that now in this society on a spiritual, mental, physical level. But when I got there, I felt like that kid again, where I didn't have any worries. I didn't have any concerns. I didn't have anything on my mind. Like, oh, you sat down and you enjoyed what was around you. And what I'll compare that to is when, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we get sick. I'm not talking about the coronavirus, right? But you catch a cold, you catch a flu. You had a high pace last few months, and now you're home. Now you're home sick, but you've been running so hard that you sitting there with a cup of tea like, you know, I don't feel too good, but it's been a while since I sat in this room, and not even just to sit here. Why is it that we're losing our sense of self that way, even in our homes where we visit family members 3 o'clock in the morning coming out the bathroom? We don't see them because we have different schedules. And what I saw is that the sense of centeredness and family and togetherness, and the people that were there. People say, oh, well, those Africans, they don't like us. I didn't see that. They could tell I was from this side, whichever
I don't know where people get that from.
I don't know. But look, if you deal with a knucklehead,
get that from. That's
you know what it is? You know what I think? You have some sisters and brothers from the motherland who come to America who want to be Americanized so much, and so they're in the place where they want to live there. The illusion, the fact that this is an illusion, didn't hit them yet, so they're high on that, and that's where you get some of that arrogance from. But I've known many who have come here for years, and they realize that this is not the place. I was better off back home. So if you encounter one who's intoxicated with the amenities of the slave master, well, you know, you'll get your Negro wake-up call. I'm not going to say the way they really say it, right? But there, We were embraced. I mean, welcome home. Well, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't want.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
want,
and
it's true.
look. I proved it because I kept my camera and my phone on live stream and my camera, and it's up on my channel, Lance Scurve on YouTube. Right around
Mm-hmm.
April, late April, early May. I had a short in one of the wires, so the audio was a little messed up on some of them. But even I kept my stuff in my hands, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
brought back the trip when we went through the slave dungeons. I don't want to say castles because we weren't in the top part.
I call
All
them
through,
dungeons too.
yeah. Even some. What was amazing? We got there and, hey, Lance Scurve, what? You know me? It wasn't on the Michael Jackson tip, but frequently. I know who you are.
Yeah.
Some kids ran up on me. They said, we have your app in our phone. One ran up to
Uh-huh.
Brother Quaku anonymously, man, you changed my life. I was like, whoa, the power of
Yeah.
this thing. That really
Yeah.
made me feel at home.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely felt home. That I never felt like I wasn't welcomed, or everybody was
Mm-hmm.
extremely helpful. I mean, my kids loved it. They moved around freely. My daughter, she was in cosmetology
Mm-hmm.
school over
Mm-hmm.
there in Accra, and
Mm-hmm.
she took public transportation. She was a teenager, 17 years old, because I homeschooled her, so she was finished with
Right.
high school. And so she was, nobody ever bothered her. It was, so there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all good. There was one brother. I'm gonna ask this last question, then I'm gonna let Brother Lance get ready to go, because we've had him on here going on 2 hours almost. So
Listen, you know my
somebody
longest show
asked
was
this.
14 hours, so you know this is just not even a warm up. But no,
What?
we'll
We can't
roll because
do
we're gonna
that.
do this more often. Now we have the system set up.
Yeah,
But go ahead, sister.
yeah, yeah. Somebody had asked the question about uh she said, here's a question here. Brother Lance, you shared that you got sick with malaria when you was in Ghana. Was that the first time ever going? Did you receive the vaccine before the trip? Now, there is no vaccine for malaria. Let me tell you that right up front. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah. I thought there was. I thought there was. And in my particular situation, I was severely run down. I'm crazy like that. You know, the amount of content that I try to create, and at that time I was working a full-time job, and I was burnt out. I was burnt out from years before. I was just running on fumes and just add a little more. So let's just get that straight. I take care of myself with the food that I eat. I think what I consume equals or surpasses any Olympic athlete because I do take care of myself that way. But it was imbalanced, and I'm still guilty of that. Nighttime comes, I always stay up and push it. And this cerebral thing with the shows and stuff that we do online. For that being said, you had to have some kind of protection in your bloodstream, which they call it a vaccine. They say it's protection, but we know against that 10 days before you leave. This is what they told me, right? So, okay, the days go down. I didn't realize it was like 11 days before. It's like, whoa, I ain't do nothing. But there was, at the last minute, I tried to connect with somebody on a holistic level where I wouldn't have to take a vaccine. Couldn't get to her. Went to a website called, I'm out of town. I'll be in 2 weeks. I'm like, in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to be out the country. And I had a hard decision to make. Do I take these vaccines or do I not go? Because I had a heck of a reason, a sense of urgency to go. And that night I tossed and turned because the next day was going to be the 10 days. And they were going to give you some documentation to show when you arrived at the airport whether you had it or not. And I'm like, I'm not going to go all that way because I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? I did it. I took the vaccine. Various vaccines. Yellow fever, this, that. So I'm like, okay, shoot me up. You might knock some couple years off my life, but I just had a sense that the way I was thinking, it's like, when I'm out there, something's going to happen here and I won't be able to come back. I got to go. I was having all kind of weird dreams and everything. I was like, I have to go. There was no I could have stayed back and went later on. I did it. But they gave me everything, which you say there's nothing for malaria that way, but I thought they did. So I'm feeling all okay. I got the paperwork. Got to the airport in Accra. I had a passport, and I had my little document. Like, I'm getting in. I know I kind of messed up by doing it because I'm really against vaccines. But the state of mind that I was in, I was like, what's happening now?
Well, you have to have the yellow fever.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
got
get
that.
that's gonna be the first. That's the first counter you gonna come to when you go through immigration. When you go through the airport, you gotta have it. If you don't have that vaccine, if you don't have documentation, they're gonna give it to you right there in the airport.
Yeah, they checked
So
me. They checked
you
me
gotta
there
have it.
leaving. They checked me leaving. I presented it, but I thought they didn't even ask me. I was like, what the heck? So I didn't need. I needed to take it, but I didn't. Or have an alternative for those who have the time. Don't wait. Do the alternative. Do it the natural way. The pills that you can take. From what I've learned, and you can attest to this, that malaria, I'm not going to say it's no big thing, but since it is a way of life, with you can get it. I'm going to tell you something funny after that. There's over-the-counter stuff that when you begin to feel a certain way,
Yeah.
you can take it. Now, the last 2 days, I'm a very talkative individual, in case you didn't realize it. And we would gather, before we went to our respective rooms and hang out on the porch, out there. And those last 2 days, I was like, I'm going to go lay down. I didn't know what it was. The next day, I would kind of push myself. I felt a little funny.
Yeah.
That night again, I'm going to go lay down. Things were kind of all right in the daytime. The last day, our flight was leaving out like 11:30 at night. So that whole day, we went all over. We kind of rested and chilled.
If you took
Huh?
if you'd have took the medicine from the very beginning when you were feeling, if you'd have took the medicine,
Right, it wouldn't have
because
happened.
it's over the counter medicine. If you'd have
Yes.
took that medicine right away as soon as you started feeling bad, you wouldn't
Right.
have had any issue.
Right.
I mean, you
So,
would have bounced back quicker. You know what I'm
but
saying?
I'm gonna tell you, it was weird because I went from up here so quick. Mind you, I was physically burnt out before I even touched down. Mind you, I was all over the place because I was so excited to share the footage every day, the live streams every day, the uploads every day. I would go into the hotel, right? And everybody else would go to sleep. I'd stay up to 2 and 3 in the morning. And when my brother-in-law knocked the door at 7:30 in the morning, hey, you ready? 8 o'clock, you want to eat? Let's get out of here. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I was tired. So I was beating myself down more. So I was ripe for something. There are people that I knew there that I got to meet there, people who knew me from YouTube before, and we talked. They're like, man, how did you get malaria? I never had it. And I live here. I know of somebody here or there.
2 years. I lived there for 2 years with my 2 youngest children. None of us I ever got malaria. You know how you get malaria is you don't take precaution. You see,
I was out there with shorts,
getting
bit up by everything, just bang, bang.
Going through the bush at night at dusk when the mosquitoes come out with short sleeves on and shorts, and you asking for it.
Yeah, no,
you know
for
what
real,
I'm saying?
for real. That's right.
So I never wanted to get malaria. It was always on my mind all the time, and I definitely didn't ever want one of my kids to get it. So I was always, if I knew we were going to be out and it was going to start getting dark, I would always take something, like if they had on shorts, I have a change of pair of long pants for them to change into, and something to cover up their arms. You know what I mean? And I always kept in my purse. I always kept repellent. So any skin that was showing, around the ankles and stuff, I would, rub them down if we were going to be out at dusk. So and that works for 2 years. We never got anything. Never got sick once in 2 years.
Right.
But
right.
I have a friend. Some of y'all have seen her come on my show, Sister Azabasha. Seems like her husband she never got it, but seems like every time they go to Africa, her husband get it because he's like Lance. He doesn't take precaution, whereas she takes precaution.
I took nothing. So I was just, it was to a point with the mosquitoes. I wouldn't even feel a bite. I just start itching ahead of time because I know they hit me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I get on the flight. I'm not feeling right. And I said, well, maybe because I'm tired. I'm very in touch with my body. Very much. Mm-hmm. I know if I'm going to catch a cold 2 weeks ahead of time. No, not that close, but I know it. And I say, I'm fighting something. I need more calories now. I'm scientific like that. So I get on the plane. I'm like, okay, at least I can rest a little bit. But the way, I haven't made a video before I stepped on the plane, right? So I'm sitting up on the plane. It's a long flight. Went to New York City. It was 11 hours. Coming out of New York City, going back the other way was 9 hours because of the wind. It pushes you. Coming over there and then coming back, you're going against the wind. I'm laying there. Well, not laying. I'm sitting in the seat. I feel jittery. I feel shaky. Went to the restroom. False alarms, right? What's wrong with me? I lay down again or sit down in the seat. Now we finally land in New York City, right? I get up. I got up and had to hold myself up because there were no legs below me. Then I'm walking and I feel like when you're a kid and you spin around, you spin around, you spin around, and I had that really bad dizzy feeling. Now, in my head, and this scared me. You know that little dome, plastic dome they have in the tourist areas, and you put your fingertips on it and little electrical bolts go by there? It doesn't hit you because it's plastic.
Yeah.
That's what was going on in my head. The first thing I thought was, am I having a stroke or something? So my sister-in-law, she was in front of us. My brother-in-law, Kwaku, he was out in front. And he says, you all right, man? Because usually, I'm a ball of energy. And I'm walking and holding my bags and looking woozy. And he said, are you okay? And this is what I said. And I'm hearing myself saying this. Like, I can't get the words out right. Now, that scared me even more.
Right.
I felt sweaty. It's like everybody was walking fast. He said, I got your bags, man. Take your time. I said, something's wrong. And I don't admit to things being wrong. Because I take care of myself 99% of the time, I'm okay. But there was something going on here. It took about maybe an hour to get to the connecting flight. I got on the next plane. Before I was hot and sweaty. Now I was freezing. I'm sitting there. Little white boy walked on the plane. Daddy, look at him. He acted like that little skeleton thing or what. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We finally got back into Orlando, and I parked my car by their home, and I was going to drive back to my home. I got there, and they said, you're not going nowhere like that. I guess I really look bad. I sat back on the seat. A lazy boy there. They said, eat something. I didn't want to eat. Mrs. Scurve left out of work early. She says, you're going to the hospital now. After all that traveling, the way I felt like that little kid. I don't care. I want to go home. I want to go home. Yeah. I got there to the doctor, my private physician. He took one look at me, and he knows I take care of myself. He says, man, you got malaria. You going to check it? I'm telling you, you got malaria. So he gave me a couple of pills, and I took them, right? I went home and still had to deal with it. I sweated so much, and I said this earlier, that really a little less than a week and a half, which the first 5 days I ate nothing except sipped coconut water. I laid in the bed, weak, sweating. I went from 240 pounds to 214 pounds. 26 pounds in 10 days. I don't care if I ran a marathon every day. I was not going to lose that much weight. I was on my way out of here. I would get up. Yeah. I could hardly stand up. It wasn't that my equilibrium was off. I had no equilibrium. My wife had to hold me up. Right. My wife had to escort me into the bathroom. My wife had to help me in the bathroom. Wasn't no essence de mango going on there. There was nothing in my stomach. I began to lose control of my bodily functions. Wake up in the middle of the night. Sweetheart, I didn't know you made brownies. Are you eating brownies in the bed? She said, no, baby. That's not a brownie. I was losing consciousness. Yeah, I tell it. I ain't got no shame. I told it.
You see, and you wouldn't have to go through all of that if you just taking but see, you wasn't thinking because you didn't know what it was.
I got some good footage to leave behind after I passed away. Yeah. I went to the doctor, and he saw how bad off I was. But then when I went back, I was already getting better. And he says, listen, I'm not saying this to soup you up. I'm not saying this to scare you. He says, but in my 25 years of practice, and I have a feel on how you take care of yourself. I know you live very well. But I have never, ever, ever seen anyone on such a downward spiral, like a plane nosediving, turn around and come back up. He says, I can't even say it's you. This is not you. You eat good, you take good care of yourself for your age, but it's not you. Whatever you want to believe in, I'm not supposed to say this professionally, but you are supposed to be dead. And then when they check back my blood again, They realized I had Lyme's disease also. So throw that in there.
Oh.
Not only did they treat me like Golden Corral and mosquitoes chewed me up, they said, oh, the ticks got in on it.
Damn.
It took me months laying around. I know strength from my days competing in bodybuilding back when I was a teenager in early 20s. I know about all of that stuff. I couldn't believe how weak I was. I had no life. I just, ask me. I'm telling everything.
Answer this, because this is what the people want to know. And you still, after that, want to go back. Why?
That was the closest thing to heaven. It was like a young man dating that young lady who he knows is no good for her. No good for him. He's a clean young man. I'm not throwing off a woman, but she smokes and she does this and she whatever, and it's something that she got going on. It I don't know why. No. Listen. I don't have any fear of that. I know how it was reckless out there and exposed and whatever happened.
But you will be more precautious when you go back. We will be more cautious when you go back.
Put it this way, and I'll say this the first time. If I go, I say if to you. You know what's up. Coming back. Let me get over there. Not coming back. I never said this publicly. I'm coming back. That's why I'm cool.
But I'm saying you're going to take precautions to make sure you don't get malaria.
Oh yes. I have a bodysuit where the eyes are just cut out. No, I'm just playing with you, right? No. Like I said,
you don't need all that.
I'm like that chick who knows that she's through with this guy. Like he's over there eating, having a good time. Hey, baby, so and so, and she looking at him like, Negro, you ain't coming up in this house no more. You ain't gonna see me after tonight. I already know. There's no shock. I'm at peace with myself with so many things. And
well, guys, I don't want y'all to be afraid. It's gonna be okay.
No. There are people who have moved over there from here. Like I said, I was already burnt out. We were in Accra, Cape Coast, Elmina, for days now. Kumasi. I was getting footage. We were walking around. When we went to Kumasi, I was so burnt out. And that's where they had them big behind mosquitoes, look like little, horses. You put saddles on them and ride around. No. If I went out there and caught it again, it wouldn't bother me. I'm not going to catch it. Maybe I will, but many people are like, how did you get that?
Go right to one of those local pharmacies, and they're going to give you the
pills.
And
they ain't got to give it to me. That's the first thing I'm going to get. I'll be giving them out to you. I'm like that old lady on a field trip, on a school trip, that has everything in her bag for you.
Yeah.
She got mints, she got candy, she got Band-Aids, she got this, she got that. But she sits up in the bus and sits close by. Whatever you need, she pulls it out. I'll have it. Like I said, it was such a life-changing experience on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. It confirmed so many things for me. That was on me. I mean, I pushed it, and I went on maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, if that much, for the 18 days that I was there. I went there burnt out. I pushed myself.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't get that, I would have came back even more burnt out. So don't let that scare you. Look, okay, put it this way. It was so sweet. I want to go back.
Right.
Look, I'll take a trip the minute the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
The minute. I love it. And
Absolutely.
America, it cannot feed your soul. You have to be on a certain level. You have to mentally be out of the matrix to really, really, that place is heaven. Whatever amount of time I have on this earth, I would love to just live there, just be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same
I've
here.
done a little bit of everything in this life.
Here.
You know what I mean?
I want to live the rest of my life out over there. I want to die there. I want to be buried there, everything. Nah, I'm with you,
And I'm a bona fide New Yorker to the bone. I'm a super New Yorker, right? I'm here. I don't even want to go. I don't go up there no more. My mind is. I'm turned. Ghana turned me out. Ghana turned me out. I'm not buying no more mangoes. I haven't touched.
Betrayal said her too. Betrayal said turn me out.
Turn me out. I'm a flaming Ghanaian right now. That's right. Flaming with it. And it's nice to know that I have a bloodline there from my Jamaican father. And I will add a note in. My wife and her brother, my brother-in-law, they have a great-great-grandfather buried in Jamaica on family land. who was brought here from Ghana named Yaya, who was a Muslim. So they got the proof right there at the gravesite that I went to in Jamaica. So I know my genealogy was done. Went back to 1700 on my father's side. Last name being Scurve, but I use Scurve for the fancy sound. Lance Scurve, you can't jack it up. I use Scurve. My mail comes all kind of ways. Oh, they jack it up, right?
Yeah.
But it was so many there, and just the different areas and different things. I realized how many came before me, and to know that that's where it's from. And let me tell you something, and I know you're gonna go because I'll keep you up until tomorrow. But you know how some black folks say, this is kind of offbeat. I know you're African. Look at the shape of your head. But we have distinctive things that, and I will say also that I saw people there that look like people I know here.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a young man in a weightlifting competition there in Accra. And we did an extensive video there on what they were doing with the fishing area over there. And he walked past me, and he looked just like my buddy who we did bodybuilding together when I was younger, and it looked just like it could be him or his son. And the funny part about it is, we walking past each other, the guy looked at me like he knew me. The heck? Folks walking up to me and speaking in the native tongues, and they were surprised that, no, I can tell you are from Ghana. Your family's from Ghana. I mean, I know that. Yeah. And I don't know who, but with the feeling, I felt something on an ancestral level.
Yeah.
And even if you're not from that part, you're going to vibrate with it if you're melanated, because I felt like a cell phone on a charger, but I'm still talking. You know, when you charging it up and you're talking and you pull out the plug, oh, I'm full. I've been talking for 3 hours. I felt so, but even though I was running myself down, there was something, I never stopped thinking about it. Like, one more thing I want to say. Say you live, for those who have lived in different states or different countries, and when you're about to move, you're thinking of this new state or new country like it's over there. Like, this is a new place I'm going. I'm leaving my world to go over there, although I want to go. Well, guess what? When you get over there, it's strange a little bit. You feel like an old roach in a new kitchen when the lights come on. Everybody else knows where to run, and you're like, I don't know what's up. But after a while, you get into it, and the place that you swore by that was the center of your universe fades into memory. You still have a memory. You might go back there and visit, but your heart is not there no more. Your essence and your id and your mind is not there anymore. And then when you settle in and you realize this is where I should be, there's no better feeling than that in the world. And I will tell you, I have been searching for that my whole life.
Yeah.
The feeling that I got there, I thought, like I said, I heard people say, okay, I believe you, but you know what? Let me check this out. Yeah. When I went there, I was made to be a believer and a knower.
I've never met any one person in all of my years. I've never met anybody who wanted to come back here from Ghana. I've never met anybody, not even children. I've never met anybody. So there is something about it.
It's something about. I'm looking forward to going back and having some good times, and it feeds your soul. It's like the vibration here in America, especially now, since things have degraded so much, not just because of it's been jacked up for many, many years.
Yeah.
When I think back to the 70s, the early 70s, and the music and the culture, even though it was technically American, we had a cohesiveness about us that we lost, and we sold out to something else. And we know we have issues everywhere in the world, but there's something about that place. And I'm not against visiting I want to visit other countries. We've got invitations to speak in Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria. There's things that we're going to be doing over there already before the year's out. If this Corona thing, you know what I mean? But it's something, and it gave me a sense of calm here. Lance, man, look what's going on, man. Why are you so calm? Because I know where I want to go.
Yeah,
I know where I want to go. You know, I was always sneaky that way. Everybody sitting up in that, not in the house I grew up in, right? But a friend's house. I'd have a little overnight bag whenever I have snacks in there, and their food was low. Like, how come you keep going to the bathroom, Lance? Overnight, got my little snacks. Wake up, I ain't hungry. I'm gonna take care of me.
Uh,
But anyway,
yeah.
sister, I know you gotta go.
Oh,
You
boy,
know,
thank you so
I'm not
much.
rushing you. Well, you want to do
I
three
know,
more?
I
You
know,
want,
but
you want to do 3 more hours?
it,
I can give you 3 more hours. No, I'm just playing.
we're gonna have to reschedule and come back and do it again. It's
Yeah,
20 minutes to 9, and I do have a call to make at 9 o'clock.
there you go.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful. Thank all of you for joining us and your great comments and contributions to the discussion. We're
Yes.
definitely going to be bringing our brother Lance back. This has been a
Thank you.
wonderful. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um, I'll be coming back tomorrow at 1 o'clock for those who want to hear about an opportunity to start a home-based business, something that you can work on while we have some downtime. So
Mhm.
come back around 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Mhm.
Same channel, same station. Please subscribe to the YouTube
Please
channel,
subscribe.
Repatriation Assistance Program. Brother, tell them how they can link you.
Okay. Well, Lance Scurve is kind of covered up right now, I think. Brenda, how are you doing? I see you here. Lance Scurve, LanceScurve.com, Lance Scurve on Twitter, Lance Scurve on Facebook, Lance Scurve on Instagram, Lance Scurve app on the Google Play Store, the App Store, and Amazon. It's legit. Everything Lance Scurve. Just Google Lance Scurve. Connect with me. You won't be disappointed. We put up good content every day. We do interviews every day. We rant about the things that are going on, and we give others the opportunity to speak on the platform. We have call-in shows that go on a long time, hours and hours. You know, I'll talk. You're the only like you're the host of this show. I'll run you off of your own show, Sista Yaa. I'm known for
That's
that.
all right.
Everybody's sleepy. Like, you still going?
That's all
But
right.
yeah,
That's all right. Strong. I put the link there in the chat. It's on seed.com. All right, brother. I
yes,
got to get out.
yes.
I got some
Thank you
other
so
stuff I
much.
got to do. Thank you. Let's do it again soon. I
Thank you.
love you.
The wonderful
Give
people
my
you have
regards
here.
to the missus.
That's
All
right.
right.
You know, I'm gonna hurt some food right now. I'm gonna let you know that.
All right. I'm trying to get something cooked too before my husband get in from work.
There
All
you go.
right. Love
That's
you
just the
guys.
mango, y'all.
Got
Take
power.
care. All right. Bye bye.
All right. All right.
Better hurry up. I'm gonna get up here and eat. No.
I think it's going. Did it? Oh, it didn't go out. Hold on. It's still going. Somebody want us to keep talking. Hold on.
Remind me to tell you the time when I did a live show
Uh-huh.
and I had a T-shirt on and forgot that that's all I had on. I was starting to stand up. Didn't happen though. I was home.